All right, Shalom. I want to start off by giving all praises to Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai Ba'ashem Ruchak Wadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule well, and also honor and salutations to those of you who are of the hopeful elect and are out there teaching the word in sincerity and truth. All right, so I wanted to talk about. Well, let me first say where I got the topic from. I want to talk about um, the angels a little bit, and I was watching the apostles this morning on my way to work, and when the apostles get going, they they start kicking out um, topics. So as I was driving, I tried to jot a couple down, and this was one of them, about angels. I think the elder apostle Tahar said, um, I put when the angels come, but I think his full statement was when the angels come, then that's your ass. And it's true, man. When you read through the scriptures, and see the power of the angels, and what the Heavenly Father sends them out to do. It's I'll say it's unmistakable where the power is coming from, and I'll show you that in just a minute here. But as he was talking about it, I remembered something I had said at camp this past week, which was similar. That the Lord was going to allow us um, to get our hands dirty. So I wanted to start with those scriptures really quick. This is, of course, Ezekiel 25 and 14. It says, and I will lay my vengeance upon Edom by the hand of my people Israel, and they shall do in Edom according to mine anger and according to my fury, and they shall know my vengeance, saith the Lord power. Right. So the Heavenly Father is going to allow us to get our hands dirty. Right. All his servants, both the angels and the men of the Lord. He's going to allow us to get vengeance on Edom, man, for all the things that they've done here on the earth. Right? It's a judgment or a payment for the things that they've done on the earth. Right? Matter of fact, let me go to this. What is that? Oops. Isaiah 10. Isaiah 10 and 12. It says, "Wherefore it shall come to pass that when the Lord hath performed his whole work upon Mount Zion and on Jerusalem, I will punish the fruit of the stout heart of the king of Assyria and the glory of his high looks." Right? It says, For he saith, by the strength of my hand have I done it, and by my wisdom, for I am prudent, and I have removed the bounds of the people, and have robbed their treasures, and I have put down the inhabitants like a valiant man. Right? And so, because of this grandiose arrogance, then the Heavenly Father is gonna repay him. All right, because he thinks he's doing it by his own power, right? And it just so happens, that we're encompassed in that, right? We're a part of what that judgment is. The Heavenly Father is gonna allow us to get off too, right? Like when like when your big brother holds down the bully and lets you get a few licks in, man. That's what's gonna happen. All right, so let me go to this other one here. I think it's Jeremiah 51. I think it's 21, 51 and 21. It says Jeremiah 51 and 21, 51 and 20. It says, "Thou art my battle axe and weapons of war, for with thee will I break in pieces the nations, and with thee will I destroy kingdoms." Right, and if you read down further, it goes into it um, in more depth. Matter of fact, I'll read it. It says, "And with thee will I break in pieces the horse and his rider, and with thee will I break in pieces the chariot and his rider. With thee also will I break in pieces man and woman, and with thee will I break in pieces old and young, and with thee will I break in pieces the young man and the maid," right? And so forth and so on, right? So the Heavenly Father, much like he used, if you go back to Isaiah, much like he used, uh, um, oh shit, I should have did this way. Shalaki, give me 1 second. right? Just much like he used them as his weapon, right? So it says, verse 5, Isaiah 10 and 5. It says, "O Assyrian, the rod of mine anger, and the staff in their hand is mine indignation. I will send him against a hypocritical nation, and against the people of my wrath will I give him a charge, to take the spoil and to take the prey, and to tread them down like the mire of the streets," right? So much like he used them as a weapon to punish and destroy us, the tables will be turned, right? But along with that, right, along with us being able to get in there and get our hands dirty, the Heavenly Father has angels that are gonna come down here and get busy, man. They're gonna come because they want to get down too. They want to get down too for what was done to the Lord Yahweh Shai. They want to get some revenge too. So really quick, I keep saying really quick. I got to get out of the habit of doing that. I just want to read this first. This is Sirach 39. Sirach 39 and 28. All right, this is Sirach 39 and 28. It says, "There be spirits that are created for vengeance, which in their fury lay on sore strokes. In the time of destruction they pour out their force and appease the wrath of him that made them," right? So it is appeasing to the Lord, right, for these vengeful spirits to execute judgment, man, right? So what I have is just a couple of stories of where this happened. So I should have read this all the way through. What was that? I think it was. Let's see. It's definitely Second Samuel. Oops, we got there. Second Samuel 24. Let me see if I can find it. Let me see if I can. I might have to type in some specifics here. Give me 1 second. Was it 24 and? Alright, just let me do it like this. Let me do it like this. I would just had it too. I should have kept it open. I don't know if I'm spelling this right. Just like it. 24 and 15. Boom. Alright. So if you know anything about this story, matter of fact, let me just read a little bit of this. Because David had numbered the children of Israel, which was forbidden, right? And the Lord was going to judge him, but he had the prophet come to him and pick which way his judgment would be. I'm trying to see where's a good place to start. You know what? I'm just going to start right here at 10. It says 2 Samuel 24 and 10. It says, "And David's heart smote him after that he had numbered the people. And David said unto the Lord, I have sinned greatly, and that I have done. And now I beseech thee, O Lord, take away the iniquity of thy servant, for I have done very foolishly. For when David was up in the morning, the word of the Lord came unto the prophet Gad, David's seer, saying, Go and say unto David, Thus saith the Lord, I offer thee 3 things. Choose thee one of them, that I may do it unto thee. So Gad came to David and told him and said unto him, Shall 7 years of famine come unto thee in thy land? Or wilt thou flee 3 months before thine enemies, while they pursue thee? Or that there be 3 days pestilence in thy land? Now advise and see what answer I shall return to him that sent me." All right. It says, and David said unto Gad, I am in a great strait. Let us fall now into the hand of the Lord, for his mercies are great, and let me not fall into the hand of man. Right? So here's what happened. It says, So the Lord sent a pestilence upon Israel from the morning even to the time appointed, And there died of the people from Dan even to Beersheba 70,000 men. And when the angel stretched out his hand upon Jerusalem to destroy it, the Lord repented him of the evil and said to the angel that destroyed the people, "It is enough. Stay now thine hand." And the angel of the Lord was by the threshing place of Arana, the Jebusite. Right. So when the Lord sent out that judgment for the angel to get busy, right? He was going to execute that judgment fully, right? But the Lord told him to stay his hand, right? But that just goes to give you a little bit of characteristics of when the Heavenly Father sends these angels to execute judgment, they go above and beyond the duty, man, and they do it happily. Okay. Um, so I want to go to this next story, which is one of my favorite stories in the scriptures. This is in Second Maccabees. This is one of my favorite stories. Second Maccabees 3. And I'm gonna start down in the story a little bit, and I'll just give a little history of what happened. So this guy Heliodorus found out that there was of course much treasures in the temple, and he wanted to retrieve those treasures for the king Antiochus, right? And what happened was you had the high priests that were over those treasures. They prostrated themselves, meaning that they laid down in front of the altar, right? You had people in the windows, you had people of the city, the women. They stretched forth their hands to the heavens, and they prayed to the Lord to protect the temple, and he did, and he did it in an extravagant way. And so here's the story here. So it says, verse 24. This is Second Maccabees 3:24. It says, "Now as he was there present himself with his guard about the treasury, the Lord of spirits and the Prince of all power caused a great apparition, so that all that presumed to come in with him were astonished at the power of the Most High, and fainted, and were sore afraid." Right. So an apparition is like a spirit. I was trying to highlight it, but let's do it this way, so you can show you that apparition. I think I'm spelling it right. Apparition definition. Oops. Apparition definition: a ghost or ghost-like image of a person, right? So a spirit, right? So continuing on, it says, "For there appeared unto them an horse with a terrible rider upon him, and adorned with a very fair covering, and he ran fiercely." Right. So imagine, this man, this apparition that you're seeing in the temple, right, running at you on a horse. And if you know when they, if you can imagine a jockey, but just a greater size, riding on the back of the horse, he kind of standing up on the saddle, right, and he's galloping towards you really really fastly. That's a fierce thing, even with um, real horses, right, and that are not apparitions. When you see it, when you see horses, they're very large and majestic, man. And when they get to taking off, it's a sight to see, man. So imagine seeing this in apparition form, right? It says, "And smote Heliodorus with his 4 feet," right? So imagine the horse standing up on its hind legs and smiting at Heliodorus with his front feet, man. And that just with a real horse, that's frightening, man. It's a frightening sight. It says, "And it seemed that he that sat upon the horse had complete harness of gold," right? It says, "Moreover, 2 other young men appeared before him, notable in strength, excellent in beauty, and comely in apparel, who stood by him on either side, and scourged him continually, and gave him many sore stripes." Okay? It says, "And Heliodorus fell suddenly into the ground, and was compassed with great darkness. But they that were with him took him up, and put him in a litter. Thus him that lately came with a great train and with all his guard into the said treasury, they carried out, being unable to help himself with his weapons. And manifestly they acknowledged the power of the Most High," man. You see? So that's it, man. Much like the apostles said in the show, in that weekend show that they did. When the angels come, that's your ass, man. The angels get down and dirty. People, us men, we'll have the tendency for compassion, right? Because that's just especially the nation of Israel. That's what we are. We're a compassionate people, right? But the angels, they execute judgment fully, with no regrets, man. They do exactly what the Heavenly Father told them to do. All right. So with that, hopefully that was edifying. I want to give all praises to Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai Bashem Rachak Wadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Honor and salutations to the elect. And with that, I say Shalom.